People hear like we got married at 18, like that's crazy. But
You were 18.
I knew you were young.
Well, it feels like you're living your true Hannah Montana vibes. You get to go home and be like normal
True.
girl,
Such
and then
a
you get to
different
pop
world.
over to Nashville and LA like when you want to be your like Hannah Montana.
When we got off tour, we went with like our neighbors over to play pickleball, and I was just like, this is just a different world.
Do you ever audition for like The Voice or Idol or any of those shows?
I auditioned so many times.
You did?
Stop.
One time I got really close on Idol.
You
What?
literally have a show coming up.
I know.
You do?
I am.
Hi. Hey, it's Sarah and Lo Beeston, your Fairly Odd Sisters. Woo! Yeah. Please don't make me do it again. Guys, welcome back to the Fairly Odd Sisters.
Hello.
We have an amazing guest on today. Her name is Jessica Baio. Hi. She is so cute. I just have to say, before we like jump into all the questions and stuff, that actually Derek, my husband, was the one that was like, have you seen this girl?
Really?
She
No
sings
way.
so good. I mean,
Aw.
you've been doing like social media for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, a minute it feels like now.
Yeah. And now you've kind of transitioned into like full-time singer, right?
I feel like we definitely, it's kind of just been like a balancing the both.
Yeah.
I feel like we still definitely do like the influencer, Sam and I still make like our content, but
Yeah.
like music's definitely becoming the focus, which is
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, so you have an album that will be coming out sometime in the future.
Yeah, we're actually like releasing the date when this comes out tomorrow. So
So
it's
stay
coming
tuned for
soon.
that.
It's this fall. I'll say that. But I'm
Yeah.
super excited. It's been in the works for like a minute. So it's like really exciting to see it like come all together. Because this
Yeah.
is like my debut album.
Oh my
That's so
gosh, that is so exciting.
exciting.
Her voice is unreal. It
So
really is.
good. And you are stunning. So you're
my,
meant to just be
stop
like a
it.
pop star. Like,
Oh
She's
my
meant
gosh,
to be on the
says both
camera.
of you.
She's meant to
Literally.
sing. She's meant to do this. So how was it making the album? What was that like? And where did you get all your inspo?
I guess there's so many aspects that go into it. Like you go into rooms with different writers and producers, and each day is different. Like I feel like each room's different. And you just kind of like go in and decide like a concept you want to write about. Sometimes I'll have something that like I really want to say and like talk about. Other times it's just like, what do we think people would really relate to? Or I just have this catchy melody and like what fits on it. So I feel like every session is different, and like each song has like its own story to like coming about. But yeah, you like go in and you write the song, and then it goes in through like lots of editing and changing things, and then you mix and master it. And yeah, I don't know, there's a lot that goes in, I think, like behind the scenes.
are you like super heavy in the process of writing songs, like for your own albums and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah, some artists will like take songs, like people will pitch you songs and
Yeah.
you can like take them. I'm not like super like opposed to doing that, but I've just like really enjoyed being a part of the process. I feel like it feels more like my own song, and like I've had more of a hand in like the creation. So I haven't like, I've been in every session and written every song, which is also really cool. I feel like I take pride in that, but I don't know, maybe someday I feel like sometimes people will get a song and it just feels like them, and it makes sense to
Totally.
take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album, every song I wrote.
that's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, because sometimes we like I was listening to some of your music and I was like, oh, these are like hit heavy, like hard breakup songs. Literally some of my favorite. And I'm like in a happy marriage, but
Literally,
like,
yeah. Like, how do you pull from past relationships for these specific songs, like that are heartbreak songs, or do you feel like you just kind of make a story, or how do you do that?
I feel like I get that question so much. It's like
Really?
one of the top questions. It's like, why are you writing these if you're married? And like,
You can
like
still go through
said,
hard
you can
things with
still,
being
like,
married,
yeah.
I
but-
don't know. Sometimes I'll hear a song and it's about something that I've like never gone through, but like I'll just like cry hearing it because
Oh, yeah.
they did such
Yeah.
a good job of like, I don't know, just like putting it into words. And I feel like I'm also just like very like an empath. So like if someone's going through
Yes.
something, I'm gonna feel it really heavily. So like a lot of the songs, like yeah, I'll like draw inspo from like something that happened prior to like meeting my husband. I don't think I'm like hung up on it in any way, but you'll go
Yeah.
in and like you'll start writing something and you will relate to it
Yeah.
in some aspect.
or
because you've
just
gone
thinking
through
of
it.
like
Oh, yeah.
teenage girls or like people like you said,
Yeah.
relating to people is
Yeah, or like
half
books,
of
or
it,
like
yeah.
you'll see something and be like, oh my gosh, like that would be like a cool
Yeah.
song to write about, and like I'll put it down in like my notes, and then like if it makes
Yeah.
sense later, I'll write it into a song. And
it's almost
Yeah.
like asking an author to only write stories about their life. It's like, no, they can create anything.
Well, a lot of people will
Exactly.
talk about like Taylor Swift, like what's she gonna write about when she's like she's happy in a relationship, and like,
Yeah.
what if she gets married? Will she ever have like
Like they take it so literally. You're like, you can write
you've
about
still gone
anything.
through a lot, and you can still like, there's stories that you can make or experiences you can pull from, and I think that it's still,
like I've had like friends go through something and I'm like, oh, that would be like such a good song, and like
Yeah.
turn that into something. But yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
don't feel like it has to just be about your life. I think it's really cool when it is, because there are artists that are like one of my friends, he says that he literally will only write like what he's feeling that day.
Oh, wow.
Which is really cool.
That's
like
cool
so
too.
I feel like it's probably different per artist, but
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I just love a good breakup song.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like
it's
to like,
fun.
good at
Sometimes
them.
you want to just turn it up and
Yeah.
cry, you know?
Oh yeah, well we just went to the Olivia Rodrigo concert. She's like
did?
one of my favorite artists,
gosh.
and all of her songs are literally nothing to relate with me, but I will sing those till the day I die.
yeah, like, you know, it's
Belt
just,
those in the car.
Yeah.
It's like the teenage rage songs, and I'm like,
Yes.
no, I just have 2 kids. I'm a mom, but like,
yeah, no,
you know,
yes,
people
you
love
get
it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing. Okay, who do you feel like are your artists that you get? Like, who did you look up to when you were young?
When I was young?
Yes, or like currently.
Okay, when I like growing up, I feel like it was like all the major pop stars. Like I feel like a lot of people will grow up with their parents like listening to like older music, but my mom just had on like what was currently, so like
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, Katy
yeah.
Perry, Ariana Grande. Like I just grew up Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, like all
Yeah.
those major pop stars, Miley Cyrus. I feel like I was just like growing up on all of their music. Now I feel like I still love all of those people, but I feel like I do love Olivia Rodrigo. I love Tate McRae. She's probably like my number one. I just love everything she does.
Yeah. She's a good performer too. Like
Oh,
with her
yeah.
dancing.
Oh my gosh, I can't do that. But I just
Let's
admire.
work on your high
She's-
kicks.
I watch this, I'm like, wow.
She does high kicks.
Oh, she just goes
have you
full
not
out.
seen?
I haven't seen her perform.
we'll have to-
Okay, we'll have to do a little
Because
dive.
she was a dancer before a singer,
Yeah, I
right?
think
And so
so,
she
yeah.
can like fully, she breaks it down.
Oh yeah, she's like, yeah. I think she was like even on like on Dance Moms episodes.
Oh,
back
wow,
in the day.
yeah.
I could be wrong. Don't
What?
know that, but I feel like I've heard that.
I
So
can
This
see
is
that.
great. Now
I can see
she's
that.
giving me pop culture,
Yeah.
like you always give me.
Sarah typically is always like, what?
Typically,
like,
I don't know what's going on in that world, but I haven't seen that. Is she like? So she's like Benson Boone, the girl Benson Boone, like backflips, like.
Oh no,
That kind of
not
stuff?
well.
Oh, we're
no.
gonna have to show you. She's just
Yeah,
like
she's no like
like
just
wild.
like an actual
Okay.
great dancer, like Britney Spears
Oh,
type
okay,
of.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
like legit, just like. And she sings good. Like she's
Yeah.
not just she just does
Yeah,
it all.
she's-
So I just am super inspired by her. I feel like I always blank on this question. There's a lot of people that.
Oh yeah, no,
No,
like,
so
those
I
were
listen
great
to in
answers.
live,
I feel like
but-
those are all the people. I am not a singer. I am pretty much tone deaf, but I'm saying like those are the people I would get inspo from. It's all in that same.
Yeah, in that same
time
genre.
frame. Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
cool.
really fun. Okay, well, I was scrolling on your YouTube and I saw that you've been posting on there like singing videos since you were 10 years old,
Yeah.
like 12 years ago.
Yeah, no, I feel like people like.
I am shook. Like so cute.
It
First
is
of all,
so cute.
I have to
And-
give props to my mom for that, for like
Yes.
posting those. Like
Yeah,
that
like,
long.
how
That's
was
what I
that?
was
That's what we were
curious. I
gonna-
was like,
we were
did
gonna
you
say.
post those or did your mom post them?
Okay, yeah, I feel like first of all, I feel like with doing social media, a lot of people will like try to just like transition into it as like a thing just to do later. But I've really been like trying to do it since I was literally like 9 or 10.
That's so
I've
cute.
just like
Yeah.
always wanted to be a singer. I like grew up. My dad always had like Idol or like The Voice, American Idol, or I said Idol, like AGT, all of those
Yeah.
shows. And I feel like I would just watch people on there and just like wanted to be a singer. And then I heard that Justin Bieber got like recognized from just like being on YouTube. And so that's
Yes.
where I started. I was like, Mom, I need
You're
to
like, I
post
gotta,
YouTube videos.
I gotta get on
Yeah.
YouTube.
So she was great about it. I mean, she was
That's
like,
so
she was
cool.
you know, just like my cheerleader, trying to post everything, trying to make it happen.
Aw.
So yeah, she posted those for me, made my channel, and
That's
kind of
amazing.
where like that started.
Is all of your family musical? Like, do you feel like?
No, my mom
No.
just loves to support. I don't
Yeah.
know. Actually, I gotta say, my cousins are very musical, but
Okay.
none of our parents are.
What about your siblings?
My
it
sister,
just
my
you?
sister can sing a little
Yeah.
bit, but she's like the only one that will like. I don't know. She doesn't like really.
Go for that.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's exciting though. So everyone, do you feel like you have a supportive family like with the singing career? Like everyone's like all on board with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very blessed that they were just always like believed in me and like thought I could do it. So they were. We didn't grow up with like a lot of money, so it was always like hard to like afford like voice lessons and stuff. But they would like really try to give me all they could just because
That's
they
so awesome.
believed I
Really,
could do
really
something
cool.
with it. So it's really cool that it's like happening now.
Yeah, it's literally coming full circle from the videos that like the 10-year-old to like now, and the album's gonna come out at some point.
Were you
so
like,
cool.
I saw videos on there where you're performing at 10, 12, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever nervous about performing, or were you always like, I want to perform on the stage, let's go?
I feel like both. Like okay, so the voice studio that I took lessons at growing up, they had like girl groups that you could get into, and we would practice for like 3 hours like a week, and then we'd like go perform at like the mall or like fairs and like little things like that. And I think that made me like pretty comfortable on stage. But at the same time, like when I would like audition for things or whatnot, I feel like I would get so nervous. Like even for tour, every show, I would get so nervous beforehand. I'm hoping like I have another tour coming up. I'm hoping this time around like I can like figure out a way to just like relax, because it is so funny. You get off the stage and I'm like, I want to go back out there. And I wish that adrenaline like wasn't so much beforehand.
Okay, I feel that because I've done one show.
Oh wait,
and
I forgot. Yeah, you sing too.
I do. But
yes, we're gonna.
But I was gonna ask you like literally for myself, because I'm like, I did my first show and I've only done one, and I was so excited. I like practice, but like the adrenaline that I had going out, like through like my first few songs, I was just like couldn't contain my like adrenaline, and it was so, I'm like, how do people like control that and like make it so you can like sing normal? I'm like, how do you hide nerves singing?
That's like the treadmill running I'm doing.
Yes, I saw that.
Because that's what happened. I would get so nervous and I'd be like, I'm so out of breath because of the nerves.
Yes.
Like I would go on runs and stuff, and my voice coach was like, no, you need to run and sing. So that way when you're nervous and you're out of breath, you can still like. So I'll have to keep you updated on if it works. But
for those of you that don't know what she's talking about, she had just posted a video. I just talked to you about this before we started filming, but she's literally like it looks like you're doing a full-on sprint. And she's singing at the top of her lungs, like, and it's so good, but she's sprinting. I'm like,
I just wanna be part of your symphony. We won't be tired and not let go.
I don't know how you do that, but that's what we're talking about.
And that's like, I've seen Miley Cyrus do that, so I know that that's like a good technique. Like,
yeah, no, I wish I would have done it last time. So I'm like, this time I gotta be prepared.
No, that is such good, like, because you have to really focus on your breath work to actually get the belting out. That's so hard.
Like when you're nervous, I feel like everything just feels shaky and like less in control. So
totally.
I'm hoping that like helps. But yeah, with getting like nervous, I'm hoping that like just the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. I did feel like by the end of tour, like when you're doing it every night, like it does become just like routine, and it gets easier. So yeah, I feel like maybe they ease.
Yeah, I think they will.
Well, I was just like, I think Shawn Mendes said this, but he says that every single show that he does, his first note that he lets out is off tune. Like he doesn't hit his first note every single time.
That's comforting. And Shawn Mendes
that makes
not
me feel
hitting
better,
the first
even
note.
these people who are like, doing it all the time.
No, that does make me feel better. Because like before I go out, I like take my inner out and I'm like singing.
You're like hitting that note
like 30 times because you just start and it's like, well, everyone's gonna hear this.
It's so funny because I'm like, he knows that every single time he goes out, he's like, that first note, it's not gonna hit. But after that
makes me feel better actually.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think people probably expect nerves too. It's like, how can you go out there with that many people and do something
it's
so
just, even if it's not even nerves, it's like exciting and you're like, woo, and your adrenaline's up.
Yeah, and I will say, like, I think like tour is such like a positive atmosphere, like when it is like
it's like people are there for you. You know?
I mean, obviously I was opening, so like it wasn't like everyone came there to see me, but I feel like even in that environment, people are there to like support a musician,
and have like a good time.
Yeah,
and a good
so people are just so nice. Like no one's sitting there like, I didn't feel like anyone's sitting there like critiquing you. Like I think if anyone like is critiquing, it's myself. So like that's always like so nice.
Yeah. Who did you open for last year?
Natalie Jane. She's so talented.
That's amazing.
So have you heard of her?
No, I haven't.
You probably have seen her like sing in the parking garages. Like,
wait, yes.
You know the trend that was going around like like a while ago, with, like that riff.
I totally know. I literally saved one of the TikToks to like do with her, but like that's the one that was singing.
I remember.
Should we do this as a TikTok and use her?
That's like I remember.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's really, really good. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Was that experience fun for you, like going on tour with somebody and opening?
Oh yeah, she's so sweet and so nice, and we got along great. So it was like really fun to just like become close, and like she's done a couple tours prior to that, so it's nice to like, we had thought about just doing like a headline if like a different opening thing didn't like opportunity didn't happen, but it was so like nice to go and just like learn and like observe and see what she does and see what their team does and just like kind of like soak that all in to like see what I want to do for like my own. So like it was such a great experience, and I'm like really glad
that's awesome.
We got along, and her team was great. It was a really positive experience.
Yeah,
that's great. I feel like in the music industry it can be like kind of scary and maybe a little cutthroat. Have you had any like negative experiences with that, or has it been like pretty decent all the way through?
I'm trying to think. Like, I think you do have to be careful, like, people, I mean, especially in LA, I think it is just, like, a cutthroat industry. Everyone's just trying to, like, make it, and, like, people will be, like, trying to do business and, like, maybe ask for X, Y, and Z or whatnot. But I don't know. I've been, like, really lucky. I feel like I've worked with great people. I haven't had anything, like, happen that's been,
awesome.
Like, super.
That's really lucky.
I feel like it is. Like to have like a pretty smooth sailing thing, like that's awesome.
Have you ever met anybody, like another artist, that you're like, oh wow, like you're kind of like not nice? You
don't have to don't name names. Don't name names. But
has that ever happened, or has it been like really positive every time you've met somebody?
I feel like there's like an LA vibe sometimes where you're just like, oh, this is just like how like people are there to like do their thing, and like I said, it's like cutthroat, so like maybe people like aren't as nice as they are like in Utah sometimes, but like I don't know, I've been really lucky. I feel like everyone I've been like surrounded with, and I have to like thank my like team for that. I feel like they've like put me in like
they've like protected
really
you.
Positive environments, and like with so people good. Yeah, I mean, you guys talk to Gus. Like, he's just, like, I feel like he's very good at, like, making sure, like, every situation I go into is, like...
Yeah, he seems protective of you, too. Like, making sure, like, he's vetting everyone before you get there. You know what I mean?
He's like, we just want to make sure that you're, like, a real person. I was like, I promise, we're real. Like, we'll take care of her.
He's really smart. Yeah. And that's, because but you hear horror stories.
Yeah, like, and I think Justin Bieber has even come out and said, like, a lot of the people he's interacted with.
Lady Gaga, like, all these artists who've, like, experienced really bad like experiences, and you just like feel nervous about the industry, but to know that there's like a way to do it and there's only positive experiences is really good.
No, I feel like people like hear like the word record deal and they get like freaked out, or like they sign their life away, and like even my husband was like a little nervous about that at first, but I feel like you do have a lot of like control if you just, I guess, set your standard, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I haven't had any like experience where I felt like I had to do anything I didn't want. So
good.
Really good. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like things turned for you, where you were like, I've been really wanting to do this music career, and you've been posting on YouTube for so long, and then where was it that it was like, this is the turning point and people started really listening to your music?
Gosh, I feel like it's kind of a slow burn. Like, I've been really trying to do this from like a young age. We moved out here to Utah so I could like really focus on doing my music, and like I came out with my first EP, which is like, it's kind of just like a short album. It stands for like extended play. And so I put that out. We called it Catalyst because we were like trying to what's the word when you're like projecting or like manifesting that like it would be like the catalyst in like my career. And it really was like I had trust issues like off that. It did pretty well on TikTok. It like didn't like blow up like crazy, but it did really well just on Spotify's algorithm, and I feel like that was the first track that like really gained like fans and momentum there, and it's still like my top streaming song. So that one really took off. And then on my last project we had this song called He Loves Me Not, like really take off on TikTok and everywhere, and that was like my second like really big song, I'd say, for me.
Which also least. You have millions of streams, 44 million on your top song or something around that on Trust Issues.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That is so cool and so hard to do. Like, that's just amazing. So it just goes to show how much talent you have. But keep going. Oh no, I was just gonna say I feel like just like those two are like two like pretty monumental songs, I feel like, in like building that fan base. But I think just every song in between you are like building that, and just like being consistent has like built it. But I'd say like Trust Issues was like the first song to really like take off and start like moving things for me.
Literally Derek, like I said in the beginning,
which song did he see? I'm curious.
I think it was Trust. All of them, honestly. I feel like it was probably all those three that you're talking about when you're saying like, oh, TikTok took it off, because he's like, oh, there's this girl again, like she's so cool. Aww. And then we like started following each other, and I was like, she seems so nice and genuine. But I feel like when we're talking about TikTok, don't you feel like that is for singers now, it's kind of like
The way
to go. Like, wasn't Benson Boone, didn't he take off because of TikTok?
I feel like I feel like that is like the market.
And he was about to like give up, like he was done.
Too,
and then he was like writing this last album, and then boom, TikTok, it just blew it up, and now he's
and I feel like that really helped you. I mean, that's where I saw you the first time was TikTok, and like heard your music, and that's so cool now because artists
really
did not have that tool of like getting like a video of you singing pushed to that many people. So like that wasn't around.
I think there's like a big like
shift.
I don't know, debate in the industry, but like people like artists will like complain that like they have to do all the marketing themselves and like on one side, and like it used to just be like if you signed with a label like
they would
had,
do
like,
it,
the money to like push you and do it for you, but like now that kind of is like I feel like the main engine, so it's like really up to the artist to like really push the song, but like
so you kind of have to have that creative aspect of like knowing what to post and what will work with your audience.
And some artists hate that because like they just hate making content and they rather just be creative in like the songwriting space. And it does suck to have to like always try to make a cringy TikTok because sometimes they are like oh my gosh, I'm showing Sam this song and he has to react in a way that's like entertaining or whatever, but like on the other hand it's like someone like me, like, grew up in NorCal, like, unless you, like, had connections to the industry, you're probably not going to get signed or get, like, people to know about you.
Yes.
So, like, I feel like TikTok, like, Lauren Spencer blew up on there, or, like you said, Benson, like, I feel like so many artists.
Yeah. I definitely see that pros and cons of, like, you feel like you have to do that part of it to be, like, to get noticed, and that would be hard if you don't have any interest in doing that.
But then I've also, like, we also have, like, a lot more, like, control, because, like, if a song blows up, it's not, like, I mean, I feel like I'm really lucky with a label that like really lets me like decide what I want to put out, but some deals aren't like that, and it's like just what the label wants. So artists do have more power where like if they put out a song and it's doing well on socials, the label's gonna want to like listen to that. So there's I think we do have a lot more control now, which is really cool.
That's so cool.
So you've been sharing music for a long time. Yeah. When you started doing social media content, like you and Sam, you and your husband, were you still doing the music stuff, like posting throughout that, or was there a time when you took a break and you were just doing social media with your husband, or like how did that work?
Yeah, we started like kind of when TikTok was becoming a thing. Like we were both in high school. I feel like everyone was just starting to like download that app, and so like we got on it. And at the time, we just had different pages, and we were like kind of trying to like compete to like who could like get the most followers before we graduated. And then COVID hit, and like I feel like that app just kind of exploded. So we kind of were able to just like hone in on that and like jump on YouTube as well, and that kind of like became our thing for a while. I don't know if I'd say like I put music on hold, but it was definitely something where like that was working, and so we were like focusing on that. But music's always just been my passion, so I feel like I was always trying to like keep that going as well. And it, like doing our social media together as a couple allowed me to like have the flexibility, not have to go to college, be able to like have my own schedule, and like be able to like afford producing music, because it's expensive.
It is so expensive.
So I feel like they've just, I don't know, I feel like it's like a God thing, just like making sure everything worked out so I could keep, doing this crazy career.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
How do you feel? Because we both work with our husbands. We do social media. We do the same stuff. How has it been working with your husband, like on YouTube and everything?
I feel like you have to really like get along.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I feel like, I don't know. Like I think we're like lucky that we get along so well. Obviously, I feel like most of our fights we do have probably is over like how should we film this, or like is this like the best way to do this? But they're always like
minor
things. But I don't know. It's like it's been a blessing. Like I feel like we just get along really well, and it's so fun to work together. But we talked about like we don't really get a chance to like miss each other. Like we're always together. Like we see like our friends, like the husband will go off to work and then they don't see each other till the night, but we're together just like 24/7. But
which is fun.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it.
It's fun. Yeah, we feel that. And sometimes I'm like, it would be nice though to have like a little break. She doesn't feel that way, but I'm like sometimes
never leave me.
No, Well, I just like not even like because of Derek, but just like to just be like my own. Yeah, I like being by myself sometimes, but you get caught up in like that same cycle of like, okay, we're working, and like, are we hanging out right now? Or are we like gonna work? Like it just is kind of blurred.
With our job, I feel like you're never not working. It's always like, should we be filming this or like,
which is like so awesome and so grateful for it. It just like that is
Yeah, people
it
don't
can be
realize
hard.
that,
You
like-
can't shut it off.
Yeah, you're on
It's just-
vacation, you're still filming.
Yeah,
It's
Christmas,
almost like
still
worse.
filming.
Yeah,
like-
Christmas-
Holidays
it's almost
and
worse.
vacations almost feel like more work
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're like, oh wait, we need to be vlogging this. We need to be doing
yeah,
this.
or like, did we make enough TikToks? Did we find something? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
sometimes
everything's a missed opportunity.
I'll get like stressed about like a birthday or like a holiday because I'm like, oh, I forgot to like get together photos and whatever
Yeah.
because you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have to do a post about that.
Literally.
Yeah.
So it's funny, but
But yeah,
it is a blessing though.
oh
for sure.
yeah, wouldn't trade it for anything. But yeah, people I think don't realize that you do have to like always be like 2 steps ahead and like thinking about.
it can be a little
next thing.
exhausting.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
How did you and your husband meet?
We met freshman year of high school,
Oh.
so we've been together a minute.
Another high school sweetheart.
Wait,
really?
yes, yeah, we met my junior year, his senior year. So
Aw,
similar.
cute.
That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Freshman year.
Wait, when did you graduate?
2020.
Okay, and so how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, so you're still a
I know,
young
yeah.
girl. But that's crazy. That's so good that you're literally popping off like this and you're 22.
Oh,
like
thank you.
so many times it takes people, well into their 30s to even get like this much,
Well, thank you. Yeah,
ahead in their career. And so that's really, really cool.
trying. I feel like you see people like Olivia Rodrigo, Tate McRae, like they're even younger. So I feel like, but everyone's path is just so
Yeah,
different.
Yeah.
so different. Yeah. So
No, that's amazing.
really, really
So you
cool.
guys met freshman year. Did you guys stay together through all of high school, or was
Yeah,
there
we,
like
we
this?
actually we take pride in the fact we've never taken a break. We've never broken up. We just like worked. I don't know. We just
Yeah.
It just, when you
clicked.
find your person, you just
it's just like
worked.
I wouldn't say like easy, but it's been like pretty like easy. Like
how many
overall.
people can say that they met freshman year, like never took breaks, never dated anyone? Like that's so
That's
cool.
really
I know.
cute.
It probably like people hear like we got married at 18. Like that's crazy. But
You were 18. I knew you were young. I was literally. I was like, I think she was pretty young when she got
Yeah,
married. I
that
was
is-
19.
that's
so
amazing. Really?
I mean,
No.
we can relate.
I
in that.
remember feeling like my sister got married at 19 and I was like, I was so young. I was like 8 or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to get married when I'm 19. And then I turned 19. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm pretty young. Like I remember feeling
my sister
but-
called me the other day and she was like, I would have to get married right now if I were to like get married at your age.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's like
You're
nowhere
like, no,
near.
but like when
Yeah.
you find the person and you're ready to do that, then whatever.
how
like
old were you when you got married?
I was 21. So I was
that's
still,
still
way
young,
young.
yeah.
But
I mean, I've in Utah, it's like very common.
Oh,
but,
so
like,
normal.
When California, I mean, I don't know.
it was not as normal.
It's not-
yeah.
not-
Where people kind of like don't get married yet, like where your families.
I don't know. I think like Sam's mom at first was when she had like we first like started talking about it, but we at this point had been together for 4 years and we didn't have any issues. We wanted to move in together. We were waiting till marriage, so it was just like the next thing. And so
Yeah.
I feel like everyone was super supportive. It was also like right in the middle of COVID, so I feel like we didn't have that many like outside voices.
Yeah.
So like we
Kinda nice.
just had like a little intimate wedding with our like families and then did like a bigger wedding later. But
Are you both from California?
yeah.
Oh yeah, because you met in high school. Duh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's fun. So you got to have it like at your hometown.
Yeah. Well, actually, we had our wedding like in Yosemite because
Oh, beautiful.
nothing was open.
Yeah,
Like,
everything was shut down at
shut
this
down.
point.
So
If
it
it's
was basically-
2020.
Yeah, it was basically like an elopement. Like
Yeah.
kind
That's
of like it was
really-
just
yeah.
like we can only have like 10 people.
No
but it was
way.
so like looking back, we're like so glad we did it like that because like it was just so intimate and
Yeah,
like
it's like the
sweet.
people that you want there were there, like
Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
love.
I'll not have to worry about like all the other like things going on. But we did have like a wedding later with everyone.
Oh,
That's
that's
like
fun.
best of both
That is
worlds.
best.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
is
I look
best.
back, I'm like, would have been nice
I would have
to
loved
elope
to have a
in
party
somewhere pretty.
after the actual wedding. So
Yeah.
then you're like actually just there to party like all
Yeah,
night.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the moment I was like upset, like, oh, we're gonna have to do this like weird way. But looking back, it was kind of
Kinda nice.
ideal.
nice.
Kinda
Yeah, my dad
nice.
got to just like marry us.
Oh, that's so
He got like
sweet.
the date
that's
license.
cute.
It was just so cute.
Wait,
yeah.
I think I would have preferred that.
Yeah.
That's so special. That's so fun.
That's so great. Okay, you guys, if you're looking to hire anybody for any sort of thing, you guys need to check out this online platform called Indeed.
So Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 315 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast.
So it literally just takes out the busy work for you. You can just use Indeed for the scheduling, screening, and messaging with someone that you're going to hire. So you just can connect with them very fast.
Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites.
That's actually amazing because I wish I had used this when I was looking to hire an assistant because I just went through the whole, I'm going to find someone on my own. And I feel like this just takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah,
I can just,
you don't have to search.
yes, I'm sure you could use this to find an assistant.
I'm definitely using this to find an assistant.
Yeah.
For sure.
Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more that you use Indeed, the better it gets for you when you're looking to hire people.
More than 3.5 million businesses worldwide use Indeed to hire and get talent fast. So make sure you join.
This can really, really help people get jobs. Like if you think about the other end, it's not just you're hiring someone, but it's people that are looking for jobs that are just out there waiting for you to find them.
And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/fairlyodd. Just go to Indeed.com/fairlyodd right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/fairlyodd. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Since we're kind of on the husband chat, what do you feel like is your favorite thing about him?
My favorite thing? Gosh. That's hard. He's so great. He is just like my biggest supporter now. Like I just am so grateful that he is so just like on board with it. Like he goes on tour with me. He takes my videos.
Aww, that's sweet.
He cooks. He does a lot of the cleaning. Like he's just great. Like I'm so lucky. I don't know if there's like
supportive king.
Yeah.
I don't
know if there's like one thing that stands out. I just feel like I just love everything.
I feel like it's the support.
So
like
sweet.
I feel like from what you just said, like his thing is like so supportive.
Yeah, I also really love that he's just like so driven. Like I love that both of us are just like really,
ready to go
after things.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to, like you guys probably feel the same way about your husbands. I feel like to do influencing or like anything in the media realm, you really have to like believe in yourself and just like go after it and just like hope it's gonna like happen and like just be like driven to be successful. And I really like love that he's like that, because I think it would be really hard to be with someone who wasn't like wanting to just like really
go for it.
Yeah. So yeah.
So cool.
Amazing.
I know you, from what it sounds like, you probably don't have any of these but do you have any icks about him or like funny, weird, quirky things that he does that people wouldn't know?
Okay, he does this thing. My sister does it too, where they can like itch their throats.
I know what you're talking about, and I hate it so much.
It sounds like
I can't do it.
Like a duck. Does it sound like a duck?
They can just like scratch their throat.
It's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
He'll do that randomly, like when he's like sick, or if he like will swallow, he'll like do that, and I'm like,
no,
stop! I'm like, don't do that.
Oh, I will say that is literally me. Well, when I'm sick, like when I'm sick,
I just get it back of my tongue.
I'm not just
like,
gonna sit
don't
here.
do that pig noise, like please. I beg
Okay,
of
well,
you.
I'm not just gonna sit here on the podcast and go.
I think it's not gross like this, but like I think when you're sick and you're like, you know, like
the noise is
swallowing,
just
you're
going,
like,
and you're like, what are all these noises? The hawking.
This was Derek's ick for me.
Really?
This was when I like hawk a loogie. Like when I'm sick, remember?
Tanner does that too, and I hate it.
I'm so
The
sorry.
hawking
I would be your
ability.
ick. I am your ick. Like this is me to a T. Are you describing me?
Wait, that's so funny.
That's good.
That's
Honestly,
okay,
that's
never
not
mind.
a bad ick. Like
he's
No.
really clean. Like he's I'm
That's not a
I
bad
feel like
ick.
I'm
So
sure I
many
could
people
think of
do
other
that.
things, but that's what came to mind. For,
when Lo and I were doing icks for Tanner and Derek, I feel like we were like, does this?
You're like, oh, we have a list. Let me see.
Oh, they dish it back though, so it's fine.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine.
No, I literally used to be woken up from one of my best friends in high school with that
Okay, that's bad.
that
Really?
noise,
I don't
and
do
I'd
that.
wake up and like first thing she'd do like 20 throat itches like that, and I'd just be like, stop, I can't. And so now it's so
I'm curious
triggering.
to, like how many people can do that? 'Cause I
I
Can
can't
you not
even do it. I
Why
literally
can't you do it?
How do you do it?
You like
I don't know how.
No, I literally can't.
you like put your throat together, like, and then
Yeah, I
breathe
can't.
or suck in. Try it.
Wait,
Like you put
Like
your
your
throat together and suck in.
how do you suck in?
Like your tongue.
I'm swallowing.
like
I
put your
can't suck
tongue
in.
all the way up to the top of your mouth and like go.
I don't know
Okay,
if I want
I don't
to know
know.
how to do
I don't
it.
know.
like this.
Okay, moving on.
Everyone comment down below.
Like who can literally
Comment
do that?
who can explain
Because
this better. Who can do it? Take
What
a
do
poll.
you feel like is like your party trick? Like
Oh.
like do you feel like you have something that you can do that other people are usually like, whoa, I can't do that?
Oh, I wish. No, I don't know if I do.
Well, I mean, you
I
can
don't have
sing
one
really
either.
good, but no, I have a button nose. That's why I was bringing it up.
Oh, I can't with
Well, you
that.
have that.
Okay, let her push it. Let her
Okay, I
push
have
the
a
button.
button nose.
Wait, so it
and-
stays?
No, no, no.
Wait,
But
but
I have. Imagine I push my nose and
It just goes. She can just push it.
it's like Play-Doh. I'm just like,
No, but it like actually. This gives me the ick. Like if you want to
this
know.
is
love-
your ick.
This is my ick.
favorite
Okay,
thing.
let
I
her
used to
push
think
it.
everybody could do it, and I would just like sit in school and like pop my nose. It like had a little bit like of a pop, but it's not popping. But
Oh.
let me
It's
show
not
you.
popping right now, or no? I thought it always did it.
And then try and make them the same.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Do you feel that?
Does that not gross you out? Even you like pushing on your nose grosses me out.
Sarah hates it.
I don't
Doesn't
like
gross me out.
it.
My
But-
ear will like pop if I like rub.
If you pull it down.
If I just like push it up and down.
That's your
Oh,
party
weird.
trick.
Yeah, that is your
If
party
low
trick. 'cause I
popping
can't
her
do that.
nose can be a party trick, then your ear is a party
Everyone
trick.
needs to- I'm curious. Like,
I don't have a party trick.
Mine doesn't pop. My ears.
If you push it up, does it like make noises?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
That is a party
is a
trick.
party
But
trick.
it felt like that.
It
Going
feels like a poppy.
yeah, like your nose.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful we were able to discover your party trick right here. I have no party trick.
No, your little piggy noise.
That's not I'm pretty sure half the world can do that.
Wait, do it.
That's
I wanna
not.
hear.
I can't.
No, just the noise that I just made.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
I that's not a party trick.
That is
That's
a party trick.
It's
I
not a
don't know.
party
Can,
trick.
in our party,
Okay.
it can be because we.
Okay,
it can,
yeah,
'cause we
okay,
can.
fine. Right now it is.
Yeah.
But anything else, I'm like, can't do it. Can't do it. Popping each
Oh,
other's
you guys are
noses.
like matching too. How
I
cute.
know. I literally saw
I
what
did
Sarah wore,
not
and I
know.
just
I was gonna ask you if you planned that, like if you saw.
no, I did. I
Okay,
saw
good,
you.
'cause
You
I
immediately
forgot
walked in, and
to
I was like,
say
oh, I
that.
have that outfit. I can
Okay,
throw that
good.
on.
Oh, cute.
There we go. Now we do look like fairies.
Yeah, we're the
When you guys
family.
like match your mics too.
Oh yes,
Always.
I'm the pink sister.
Always. Did you ever watch Fairly Odd Sisters? Or I
Fairly
guess we
Odd.
can't. Fairly Odd.
Okay,
No, we
in my
can.
house
Can we
we
talk-
had
did you ever
like
watch-
Nickelodeon and not Disney, so I feel
Oh,
like
so
I
you-
would see like bits and parts like when I go to
Oh.
like.
Why not
people's house.
Disney?
I don't know, just came with whatever whatever.
Like whatever
Oh, the
cable you had.
subscription.
Oh yeah.
I just like had Nickelodeon but not Disney. So like
Curious, since you graduated 2020, like what were your shows? Like your go-to shows growing up?
like iCarly.
Okay,
I
yeah, we
love
watched
iCarly.
iCarly.
And then it was like Sam and Cat, Victorious.
Yeah, those were the ones that I was a little too old for.
I
The
love
Sam and
watching
Cat,
Hannah
yeah.
Montana, but it would have to be at someone's house that had
Hannah Montana is literally
Disney.
everything.
Oh, the movie.
Oh,
I could watch that.
I'd
probably.
still watch that. Like
It's
I
good.
think we watched that like a year ago.
That's like another movie where I watched that and I was like, I have to do that.
yes.
You
like
are-
that is you. I love that. Have you ever moved to like Nashville or gone to a place like why did you choose Utah to like follow your music career?
I actually had a manager that lived in Utah, and so we like moved out here so I could work with him. And I now work with people in Nashville. So I don't know, maybe we'll end up there someday, but it's just been working. We just love Utah, so we've stayed,
Yeah.
and we just fly. We travel a lot
Yeah.
between LA. But it's nice that like, I don't know, it's not really in the middle, but it's close enough to LA because I go there the most. And then like at the end of the month, I'm going to Nashville, and I can just,
Well, it feels
fly
like
there.
you're living your true Hannah Montana vibes because like
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to go home and be like normal
True.
girl and
Yes.
like
Yeah.
have your normal life.
It is
and
such
then
a
you get to
different
pop
world.
over to Nashville and LA like when you want to be your like Hannah Montana. So
Have you spent a lot of time in LA?
no, I've been
No.
like one time to one party and Sarah and I were both
that was
like,
probably
I'm
enough.
scared. I'm scared. That's all we
It's
could
just
say.
You were a little.
It's a different
It's
world.
different.
It's really different.
I won't
and it
say
feels
it's.
very like everyone is only there. Okay, I shouldn't say everyone because literally
thanks.
there's probably so many amazing people there. I know that there is.
I think it was
But
the
it was
specific. The
it was the
specific party we were
party,
at.
and I think that there was it felt so kind of everyone is only there for them. It was very much like who's the
You can say
coolest.
fake and toxic.
Okay,
Just
yes,
say
thank
fake
you.
and toxic because you
felt
are
like
beating
that.
around the bush.
But I don't
Like
know.
they had an addendum or like
Yes,
Yeah.
or just like nobody was actually there to have a real conversation. It was literally just to like get their photo and get out of there.
Yeah.
And it was not very like
a
real.
lot of people
But
go to things just to like get the pictures and the looks because it looks good, but like I've also heard it's like the same people going to the same parties every time. So people are probably just like tired of like,
over
Yes,
over it. I
totally.
could see
the
that.
small talk.
Yeah,
or, like,
Yeah.
And we
I
did
can see
we
that.
did meet like a lot of nice people
Yeah.
there. It did have a fully
it had
different,
a different
vibe
feel that
from
we've
what
never,
we're
I've
used
never
to.
experienced.
Yeah.
Like I was just like,
no, I
whoa.
remember when we got off tour, we like were home and we went with like our neighbors over to play pickleball. And I was just like, this is just a different world. Like from what I was just doing. Because I just came
Yeah.
from like a week in LA and just like the hustle and bustle and just like there's just it's a different way.
It's like
of life.
fast paced
Yes.
and just like everyone's like
I
on
love
the
it.
yeah,
Like
it's
it makes
fun.
me excited. I'm
Yeah.
like this. I feel like I'm just like doing stuff and it's exciting.
Yeah.
Sam more so like he doesn't really love it.
He wants
He's
the
like,
slow pace.
but I appreciate both. Like, it's so nice to be home and just like, I feel like I am more introverted, so I do like to like I don't know,
decompress.
yeah, I like the quiet, but then I like to go go see the exciting city.
I feel like I'm like that, where I like love a chill place to live, but I love like a few days like doing that New York thing or the like fun
so
California
fun.
vibe. And so yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
On tour, did you have any like crazy experiences on tour with people, or like anything that stood out to you that you were like, whoa, that was funny or crazy?
With fans or like any interactions where you're like, whoa.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I mean, it is just like so surreal. Like being an opener, Natalie had already like pretty much sold the tour out before I even announced. So I was like, I don't know if anyone's gonna come and know who I am, because I don't know if her fans know. Like I don't know if our fan bases are like similar or what. So I was like really scared to like go out there and no one's gonna know a song or like know who I am. But like people were singing along and they come up and they're just like crying, and like it's so surreal to like see that in person. I think it's just like so rewarding.
Yes.
So I feel like that was very like fulfilling. I'm trying to think if it was like anything crazy. I know like we all got like super sick. Like, I feel like everyone gets sick on tour. So like that
how do you sing through sickness?
Like she had to cancel 2 shows because it was like a really bad flu. But like me doing just 30 minutes, I was able to like just like push through it. But as an opener, when you're doing an hour, and like if you don't take care of yourself, you might have to cancel multiple shows. So it's better to just like cancel one and like feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough. Like you would not feel good, and they'll just like they'll like push your leads. You can add more leads to like your tracks. So if your voice like
so
goes away, you can kind of more like have some support. So you'll do that. But yeah, that's tough. But apparently it's something that happens to everyone. Like everyone just gets sick on the
how
road.
can you stay healthy
if you're on tour
traveling
for
so
long?
much?
And you're meeting so many people every night and like hugging them. So yeah, it's just like bound to happen, I guess. So.
Yeah. What's it like having people sing your songs? Like when you see people actually singing them and you're just like, oh, you actually know this.
Yeah, it's crazy. 'Cause I feel like it's so different to like see a number. I feel like we're so focused on like, oh, this post did good or it did bad, because you're seeing like a number. But then when you're in person and you're actually like seeing how these songs like affect people and that they know all the words, it's just so crazy. I'm so excited to do like a headline, and like, I mean, hopefully people come, but like just to be there, and like, I don't know, it's like definitely like an experience to sing the songs with people there for sure. Well, and you probably felt that like just singing live for someone.
It's so crazy. So what, like this tour, you're gonna be the headliner of this tour. Yeah. And so it's your first headlining tour. What does that like make you feel? Like,
I'm like kind of scared. I'm a little nervous just because I hope like tickets do sell. But I'm so excited just because like it will be my tour, like knowing that people are coming there to like watch me, which is pretty crazy. So I think it'll just be fun to also just be in control of like the show from like beginning to end, and like
we're gonna get tickets.
Oh yeah,
we're coming. We'll be there.
If not, and how long are you gonna be on tour?
It'll be like, I think it's like a month and a half. I feel like the places that you least expect to like have like the most fun shows happened. Like Minneapolis on Natalie's tour was like the most excited crowd, which was like you probably wouldn't have expected that. Or actually, it was St. Paul. I said Minneapolis. It's like amazing. A neighboring city. But St. Paul was like the most lit.
That's
I love that.
That's interesting to think about, because as a person like just going to the concert, then you just see that one show. But the person that's performing gets to see every crowd and how they react.
And the crowd makes such a difference. Like it's not supposed to affect you, because you're supposed to like put on the same show no matter what. And I think you do, but like the crowd makes such a difference.
But if you
like,
have the energy,
like they were just like chanting like every minute, counting down, and like they're just so excited. And I feel like that really does make a difference for the artists, because they feed off that energy.
And you feel like people want you there and like are excited about you. I feel like going to Olivia Rodrigo Salt Lake, it had to have been the loudest. Don't you feel like?
Oh, I had my headphone or my earphones.
Oh, it was probably.
She was stoked. Like she, like you could tell. Like that's where I'm going with this. Is like you could tell she was like just saying like, you guys are the best crowd, and I know you guys. Maybe you say that. Do people say that to every crowd?
I mean, maybe, but like,
I felt like she felt it.
Yeah,
and it just made it like even more fun. And then people were like, we were bouncing off her, and she was bouncing off us. Like so cool. Apparently,
there's like cities like LA and Nashville, because it's like already a music city. It's like most people there maybe like see a lot of concerts, so they're more like observant. Yeah, and, like that can be like
interesting.
Especially Nashville, like a lot of songwriters and like
they're like used to it.
Yeah, they're just like there to like kind of observe the talent rather than like be lit. So
Yeah.
it can be like harder in different
Yeah.
cities to like have that energy, but it makes a difference.
What would you say is the overall or hardest thing about being a singer?
The hardest thing?
Because I'm a singer.
Whatever. Yeah. Working late.
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe just like, I feel like it's the same thing with like doing influencing, but maybe just like the uncertainty of the future or like just trying to stay ahead constantly. I feel like you're always just trying to like
That's
get the
tiring.
next best song or like, is this gonna do well? Or I think it's really draining, even just like with content, just to be like, is this post gonna do well or how do I keep growing? I think that like weight every day of like needing to like keep getting better, like I don't know, compete with someone else, that can be like really draining. I feel like that's probably like the hardest thing is just
I could totally see that, like having that pressure, because you just want to like sit down and write whatever you want to write, and you don't want to have to think about like, okay, how am I going to promote this song? Are they going to like this song? Is it better or worse than my last album? Like,
do good on TikTok.
Yes, exactly. Like
That's a lot.
That's a lot to handle, and so I can totally see how you were saying the shift. There's pros and cons for sure.
Yeah,
because of all the like weight that you have to kind of carry to make sure that song gets pushed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just like wanting to make sure it does well for your whole team and like wanting to like make them proud or like there's just like a lot of pressure when everyone else is involved too. Or like not that it matters to prove people right or wrong, but like you want to just be successful because you know everyone's watching or like you know what I mean. So I think there's that pressure but I feel like it's the same way for you guys, like everyone can watch you. And like, I think there's just pressure in that.
Yeah. There's I feel like no matter what you're doing, there's pressure in some aspect.
Yeah.
But you had brought up that you loved watching Idol when you were younger and AGT.
Yeah.
Did you ever audition for like The Voice or Idol or any of those shows?
I auditioned so many times.
You did?
Stop. For which show?
Wait, which ones?
Like all of them.
Stop.
I like, because I wanted to do this so bad. So like since I was like 11, I would like, I think 11 was like the only one I could audition for was AGT. So I like did that every year. And then once I was old enough, I think I did The Voice. And then I tried out for Idol. And I would always get so close. Like they have people, I don't know if everyone knows this, but there's like 3 to 4 rounds before you get to like the like TV auditions.
Yes.
Oh, like so in like Idol, when you see them like sing for the judges, they've had like, rounds?
Probably like 5 rounds.
Holy cow.
There's
I did
like
not
the
know
cattle
that.
call audition.
Okay, how did the She Bangs guy get through that?
Because they want to
just
have
want
bad
the
people
show
to come through.
She Bang. She
So
Bang.
that
Do you
they
know what I'm
have,
talking
like,
about?
funny-
Oh yeah, it's really sad.
They do it
probably
on
pick
purpose.
people.
So
yes,
sad.
for sure.
Now knowing
then
that,
when you see those people that are like, like they were probably feeling themselves like, I am freaking good. I made it
because
this far.
they made it through the
And then-
rounds. I never
Yes.
thought about that because sometimes
That's why
I'm
they're so confident too.
Yes,
It's
sad.
like literally, and you're like, how is this person?
wait, this is actually
thinking that they're
heartbreaking.
good? But then they're like, oh, I got through 4 rounds out of hundreds of thousands of people. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
And then they get shut down.
That is sad because
Imagine.
they're out there.
then-
No, they're in their closet. This is how it goes. They're in their closet. They're singing. They're like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Because they can't
really
hear
hear.
themselves. Then they go and audition and
want-
they get through the round. So they're stoked and then they get aired.
Yeah. Well, the worst part is like, then the judges are so harsh on them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they knew, like, the producers knew
They could
they
have
were going to
stopped
get
this. They could have saved this person.
anyway.
Which like I think The Voice like they don't put anyone through that's like
Not,
like,
like-
all those.
yeah,
So it's like
they're
a
really
different
good.
type
Yeah.
of show, but
Yeah.
like Idol.
Okay,
like
so
Idol,
how
they
far?
totally do
like
that.
what show did you get close on any of those?
I would get so close and then like not make it on like the actual one. Like I also like with like having a YouTube channel and like some like following there, like they'll reach out to people to audition. So I would get to skip like the first like cattle call
Oh, that's
auditions.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
So they would just
amazing.
like go to schedule you for like an appointment with the producers and you'd get to go in and like
That's
sing.
cool.
But then they are like putting on a show and they want like a story so people can
Yes.
like America can kind of like
love
relate
you
to
for
it.
a
There
certain
always
reason.
is a
Yes.
like
story.
a sob story. Like they'll literally ask you, has anyone died recently? Do you know anyone
No way.
famous? Do you like they want a story?
Yeah.
And that's not for like some people get on just for being like a really great singer.
Yeah.
But they're also
But
feeling
it's also a TV
demographics.
show. Like,
Yeah.
you have to make it compelling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like,
want people to root for somebody that has
The
a story.
underdog
Yeah,
or
yeah,
story.
absolutely. And they gotta like fit like categories. Like if they already had like 3 girls with brown hair that did pop music, am I gonna like fit that? Like
Yes.
I literally, as a viewer, watching all because I watched all these shows and still watch them, but
Yeah.
I never think about that.
yeah, like it's
'Cause
not just the
you
talent
don't see
aspect.
the behind the scenes stuff.
Well, and I
You're
would also
just-
get nervous, so I don't know, maybe, and I was young, so maybe it didn't sound the best, but I would get close, like,
But there's thousands and thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
people, and like they just handpick, it sounds like, a few. That's crazy.
So there was like one time I got really close on Idol. Like I made it through a few rounds, and then it was like that day I sang for the executives, and if they liked me, I'd see Katy Perry that day, and like the Lionel Richie and
Yes.
Is it Luke Bryan? I don't know.
Luke Bryan.
Yeah, so it'd be like those three. I think we're judges then, but like that day, like I went in, I had like everyone there, because like if you made it, like everyone's gonna be there for like the show. And I remember like I didn't, and I was like so just like crushed, because everyone's there, and like I said, my parents didn't have a lot of money, so like just even going down there and like paying for a hotel, and like just the pressure of like wanting to like do it this time for them was like so crushing. But like, I mean, it's just everything happens for a reason. So that was that, and then like there was one time with The Voice that I got really close. Like they even like flew me out, and they had like a hotel like full of all these singers. They like shuttle you over. Like theirs is like a little different. Yeah, they like shuttle you over. You go in, and that was really fun, because you're with all these other singers, and you're all kind of like in it together. There's more like, I don't know, meeting people, hanging out. But like that one again, I was so close. That one, they do it like Idol though. Like you would go in the room and you'd sing for the executives, and then they'd like funnel you into different rooms, and different rooms would go through or go home.
No, and they would come in and say, you guys are going home, or you guys are going
and it's so crazy, because you walk into the room and you're looking around, and you're like, you know, some people that were like really like undeniably good, and if they weren't in that room, I was like, oh,
you're like, dang it,
we're probably going home.
No,
like you know before they come in. No,
because you're like, I don't see that person. That is for sure like making
like
it.
they have to like make it. Yeah, and
that's so.
Do you feel like that messed with you, or were you just like, I'm just gonna keep trying? Like,
I feel like I've always struggled with like being hard on myself, or like, I don't know, critiquing myself hard. And I feel like it definitely does, like after a while, like just being told no. Like I think you do at some point like wonder like, am I good enough for this? Or like, are the people supporting me because like they love me? But I don't know. I think again, like God just watched out and had people in my life, like voice coaches or managers, that have just like really believed in me when like maybe I didn't believe in myself, and that's just like kept me going. And like, I don't know, you find your confidence through other like little things.
Totally. So. And I feel like becoming an artist, or like having that be your thing, is not just about like only the voice. It's like, how do you make a song? Like, how does that come together? Like, what's your vibe? And I think like when you go on a show that's just like The Voice or American Idol, they have to find these like specific types of people, and like you have to fit a box, and then hopefully like, you know, like you don't really know what they're gonna like songs that they're gonna write, or how they're gonna become an artist. So I think it's cool that you did it, you know, on your own, because that just goes to show that like you would have made it regardless. Because
it's really cool. Like now I think like Benson's even said that he left Idol because he didn't want that to be the reason he blew up. So like in hindsight, I'm really glad that like I was able to prove that I could do it without like the show's help.
Yeah, that's
but definitely
harder.
When you're like a little girl, like just like really thinking this is like the only way to get your voice heard. Like it can be like really crushing, but now it's like, glad things worked out like the way they did.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure when you're little, you see people like Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, and you're like,
this is my chance.
They fully did it, and no one would know who Kelly Clarkson is.
I know.
And she's unbelievable. But
now we have TikTok.
Now we have TikTok.
Exactly.
Who
Which is
thought?
so cool, because I feel like now that gives everyone kind of an opportunity to do
put
it
their
if they
stuff
love
out
it,
there.
and if they're great and people love it. And
Literally.
so that's really cool. And obviously people love your voice, and you're amazing and deserve all this.
Are you gonna like put out more songs? Or?
You know what? Like as you're talking, it's just like so hard, because I already have songs that are recorded and like mixed, and I get overwhelmed with releasing them, because I get in my head about like, how am I gonna promote it? How do I, because I love the songs, and then I'm like, oh, I shut down when I'm like, it's time to promote it, and then I'm like, I can't do it. Like I just am so bad at that. I don't know what it is, but with music it just makes me nervous. And when you put yourself out there, I'm sure you felt that, like it's scary.
No, it can definitely be scary, especially when you're like, this song needs to do good.
And like sometimes when I write a song and we like have a song that I love so much, I get overwhelmed, because I'm like, I have to promote this, right? Because it's my favorite song ever. And so then it stops me from posting it, because I'm like, well, I don't know the best way to release it. Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah, or sometimes I feel like I just like, I'll listen to a song so much where I'm like, I love this when I wrote it, but I've heard it so many times now. I'm like, is this even good anymore?
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell. I'm like numb to it.
Totally.
But yeah, no, it's really daunting. But like, I don't know. I feel like you already have them recorded. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
That's what I tell her
they
literally
can't be
every
worse
day.
than just sitting in your phone.
No, I know it's so weird.
So,
but like
they are so good too. The songs I've heard. I'm like,
you need to
why
send
can't
them.
you, at least for my sake, so I can listen to
Okay, when
them,
I drive
just
home,
drop them.
I want to hear.
you're so
Gosh.
nice. No, but it is like that's why I'm like I can see those pros and cons because like for me it shuts me down. Like
But whoa.
I won't release it.
Hold on.
Like
you
what?
literally have a show coming up.
I know.
You do?
I haven't
You're
even
just
said
not
that.
going to say
I haven't
that.
even said
You're
that.
just not going to say that.
Yeah,
She literally,
I
I'm doing
wanna
another
come.
show. I'm so nervous. My
Please
brother
come.
It's just at
be
Velour.
so
Have you
fun.
ever gone to Velour in Provo?
I haven't been, but I know
It's
that
just a
it's
small
like,
venue.
I've
It's,
heard it's like
it's
the
really
spot
intimate.
that
Yeah,
everyone sings at.
it's so fun. I grew up like going there for my brother. My brother is amazing at singing, and he's an artist. He's
really?
been doing music for like I don't know, 12 years or so.
Oh, wow.
So he's really seasoned and he's performed a lot. But he was like, "Do you want the owner of Velour was asking if I wanted to do another show, and I was like, I don't know. And Sarah's like, yes, she does. Because it's just
you
it's-
need that person in your
Yeah,
life.
it's nerve-wracking though, and I'm like, I don't promote it a lot, so it's just
well, all I had to ask her was, do you regret doing your last show? And she's like, no, not at all. It was great. I'm
It was
like,
the
okay,
best
so
day of my
yes,
life.
it was the best. You say it's the best day of your life. It was
So fun to do it again.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
so
yes
it'll
for her. So she's doing it.
When are you doing it?
literally Sarah. So November 9th.
The
Yeah,
Fairly
so,
Odd Sisters concert.
Sarah, get up here, sing your song.
Are
She's
you
like,
backup dancer?
yeah.
Literally can't dance either. So
She could be like playing tennis in the background.
I am like literally
you guys
in
let
there.
her-
She's our sporty girl.
I'm not at all. So.
You said pickleball. I love pickleball. That's like what I do now.
But I just like barely get
It's
by.
still so fun. It doesn't matter. Anyone can pick it up and it can be fun.
like sports in general, just like that's why I started singing.
You got
It's like that's amazing.
I'm the opposite. It's literally the opposite. But I am very loud in the crowd. That's what I do for
Yeah.
low. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
Get
she's a
everyone
screamer.
hype.
She's
I'm a
the
hype girl.
support. Yeah, you always need the
Yeah.
support, the
Aw.
hype.
Yes.
So it's
Anyway.
fun. Okay, so can you give us any hints onto what we can expect with your new album coming out?
I feel like there's so many songs I'm excited for people to hear. There's 12. I think I can say that. There's 12 songs. I don't know if this is gonna happen. But we're trying to get like features on a couple of them. So
That
we'll
is
see. That'd be really exciting.
amazing.
Yeah.
Have you recorded everything? Can
Yeah.
you say that?
Yeah, everything's like pretty much like done. Most things are getting mixed. We're just like holding off on a couple things, trying to like find features. So we'll see if
That
if
is
that
so
happens.
exciting.
Can you say if you're gonna have singles out?
Oh, well, there's
Beforehand?
been like we had like one single, and then I did like a 2-pack, and then I have one coming out this coming like Friday, I guess tomorrow when this comes out. That'll be my 4th single. There's gonna be like a 5th, and then the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
So exciting.
I can't wait to hear them. I'm excited.
I'm really, really excited.
Okay, so we got a few questions from some of our listeners. You have so many people that love you and love your music. What is some advice that you could give to someone that wants to become a singer?
To not give up. Like, I think like that's like really cliche, but it's true. Like, it can be so daunting, and like there's so many like roadblocks in this career, but if it's something like you're so passionate about, I feel like you just have to like keep going at it, because it's like a long process. I feel like to like get there, like no matter like who you are, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a grind. So I don't know, I feel like no one's like path looks the same, so I can't like say like, oh, do A, B, C, and D, but like I feel like you just kind of find your way as you do it. Like keep trying to like write, keep posting. Like we said, like with TikTok, I feel like that's singer and songwriter's biggest asset they have, is being able to post on that platform, or reels, anything where you can like get that reach is like so incredible that we have that. So I'd say like,
Yeah, just
Yes.
keep putting
Yeah.
yourself out there, keep doing
yeah,
it.
keep trying.
Even like Sabrina Carpenter, I would say like she has been doing this for 10
Yeah.
years, and not until this year has she
She,
like popped
really
off.
blown up.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she was doing good and whatever, but now it's like boom, and it's taken, and people are like, she's an overnight success, and she's like, no, like
yeah,
I've
I
been
was looking at her
grinding
the other
for
day, and I was like, this is like not
a
her
long
first
time.
album. Like
Yeah.
she's been doing
She's
this
had a
and
bunch of
EPs.
albums, and so it just goes to show that like if you really want to do this and like really, you know, like
Yeah.
put in the work, then I think, you know,
Yeah.
it can be successful.
Which also, there's something to be said if like, because I didn't know that Sabrina Carpenter had all those, now all those videos are surfacing of her trying to sing and dance and doing all this stuff beforehand. But for people, like some of your questions are like, how do you get over the nerves? Like I want to post, but I don't know where to start.
Oh.
A lot of people like just do it because they're not going to know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you pop off, it's like,
It'll get easier, but it never
Yeah.
goes away. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I still feel awkward, like, vlogging in the store sometimes.
Oh
Like,
yeah, when somebody's looking at me, I'm like, I don't even do this for a job. Like, what do you? What, the camera?
exactly. Like, I feel like no
100%.
matter what, you're always gonna be nervous.
Yeah.
It's always
Totally.
scary to like post stuff, but
And
like
put yourself out there because you know the comments will come, but it's like at the end of the day, it's gotten you your dream job.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. And you can't like tune out the noise because those people like are.
yeah, like if I would have cared in high school about posting or like downloading TikTok, like it was embarrassing. But like,
Yes.
like is anyone laughing now? Like probably
Exactly.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, oh, they're probably coming to your shows. You know what I mean? Like,
Those are the
and
people
and
attending.
and that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like Anna, is it Anna X-Star? Is that
Oh,
her name?
yeah.
She posted like a reel recently and she was just like, she's like, I just had this realization of like, who cares? Like, just like, who really cares? Is anyone
Yeah.
really caring that much about what you do and like what you post? Like, not really.
They're like on to the next video in
Yeah.
in 0.2 seconds anyway. So like,
literally. Yeah.
So just do it.
Doesn't matter.
Just do it.
just do it.
did you ever? Sorry, did you ever get made fun of in school, like to your face when people would see like your YouTube videos or anything?
No, I've been so
That's
lucky. I don't really
good.
feel, people probably thought like Sam and I were like really silly, like posting videos and like downloading TikTok. Like I think maybe you like are embarrassed, but no one said anything to our faces. Like I'm sure people thought like, oh, that's so cringe, or like, oh, I can't believe they're doing that. But like,
You're like,
I mean, I think they also just wish that they like maybe had the like
Guts to do it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
totally.
Like,
Instead of making fun
people
of you,
started
they could have
downloading
done it.
and making videos. Like at first, it was like, oh, you downloaded TikTok, but like now everyone has it. So
I think we've both experienced that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Just starting social media, people are like, is that like a real job? Like, are you gonna actually do that? Are you
Yeah.
trying to do that?
Yeah, I definitely have family members
like the
be
judging, yeah.
you're not gonna go to college. Like you're really not gonna like.
like, is
Yeah.
that a real job? Like, when are you gonna get a
Like,
real
yeah,
job?
what are you gonna do in 10 years? Like,
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
which is fine. Okay, another question from a listener is, do you have a favorite song of yours, and why is it your favorite?
Okay, I'll do two because I feel like out of like my previous songs, I wrote Sam a song about him losing his dad called Someday, and I feel like that one's always gonna be so special just because of what it's about. So I feel like that one's just always gonna hold a special place. And then on like the upcoming project, there's two. There's one that like it sounds relationship like, but it's actually like about my brother. So that one's like really cool that I'm like excited to put out. And then there's another one I wrote just kind of like about just like stuff I've like dealt with growing up, like in a family that like had parents that fought and whatnot. So like, that one's like one I'm actually really scared to put out just because like I know like they're gonna see it, but it's one
And it's personal. And
yeah, so that one's called Love's Not Pain. That one is like one of my personal favorites, and the other one's called Unsaid that I'll be on there. But
I'm so
That's
excited
really,
to
really
hear
exciting.
those. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
When did your Sam's father pass away?
when he was 10, so a
Oh
while
my
ago.
gosh.
Yeah.
And it was it from ALS?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I was just talking to my husband about this because he's running the New York Marathon, and it's with a foundation that's for donating to ALS.
Oh, really? No way.
And so I was like, that's so, because we're learning all about it now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just the saddest disease I've ever.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how you go through that at 10, like just watching your
So
parents slowly
sad.
basically to go paralyzed.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy.
Oh my
So,
goodness, that's
yeah,
so
that
sad.
song will always be really special, but he's so strong about it. Like, yeah. I
That
don't
is
know.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So I'm glad that you have something special that kind of connects you on that.
Mhm. It's really it's how I ended my like opening performance every night was singing that song.
Is it?
There's like an outro where like everyone hums,
Aw.
and I just feel like people that have lost anyone, it's just like a really cool way. For people that don't believe in God, I just like letting people know that I do believe that there's someone up there watching out for you, and that you can like see them again. And
Yeah.
That's
I
so
think it like gives
sweet.
people some kind of like hope.
Yeah, I
Man,
love.
if I
that.
were Sam, I would be bawling every time in the
like,
audience.
how do you get through that? Like without.
I think after a few it became easy, but I'm sure the first couple nights, or like the night when like his mom was there, I was just like I was crying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
crazy.
That's so special though. I love that. thank you so much for being on this podcast.
course.
We were
Thanks for having
so
me.
happy to have you here.
I've like followed you guys for like forever, so it's so fun to meet you.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you are gorgeous. We're so
Oh gosh,
excited
you guys
for
are
your
beautiful.
tour. No. And you we're so excited for you to announce your album, which is coming
thank
out
you.
tomorrow. So go check out. Oh, wait.
Album's
her,
not coming out.
The song.
The song.
A single from them.
But isn't the announcement of when it's coming out tomorrow?
You guys will find out when the album's coming tomorrow. So yeah.
Yes. So go
Look out
check
for
out her
that.
page. It's just Jessica Baio, right? On
everywhere.
Instagram, on everywhere. You
Yeah.
can see her anywhere. So make sure to go do that. Thank you so much. You're
thank you.
You're so
The
fun to have
best.
here. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.